Hello, and welcome to a brand new channel, where I, your host, will read to you a chapter of a book that I have decided to start writing on my own. For this first episode, however, I will release the prologue, Chapter 1, and Chapter 2 all in one video. If any of you believe that you could help to make this story more entertaining, please drop a comment down below, or email me at the provided email. I hope all of you enjoy listening to this as much as I did writing it. Prologue. Within ourselves. What is it truly that we can carry within our own hearts? For most of us, it could be boiled down to three real answers. The first, and most obviously, being greed, followed by love and hatred. Most people, of course, are blind to what is within their own hearts. Do you wish to know what's in my heart? I'll tell you, but not directly. Do you wish to hear a story? My story, that is. Yes? No? Your decision really matters very little. After all, the both of us are going to be trapped in this hell for the rest of what is likely to be eternity. Chapter 1. Some explanations. My story is probably very similar to how yours started out. Raised by a family with a couple of children in a world with constantly evolving technology. I am sure that what you and I experienced could have been in reverse if we had each other's circumstances. But we didn't, and what would it have really changed anyway? So by now you're probably wondering what my circumstances were, right? Well, it's very simple, really. Almost stupid when said aloud, because of the simplicity of its nature. I would say I was lucky to be one of the 6 people to win a chance to enter a virtual reality, but the truth is that the world was only about 5% of its physical population from 7.9 billion it was just 6 years ago. The reason for this was that a technology called Transversum from a company called Imperium One Cybernetics, which allowed people to upload themselves into a paradise where you could have all the wealth and status you ever wanted. I, however, thought it would be more fun to live in a world with so few people in it. You see, once we were in the virtual reality, we did not realize that time there and time in reality was incredibly out of sync. 1 year was 1 hour in reality, and once we were there, we were far too hooked into the game to ever leave. Chapter 2. The 6 of us. Karen, you ready for this? A thunderous voice, which was unlike any other I had ever heard before, screamed across the hall to what seemed to be a friend of his. Shut the hell up, Demi. We don't need to all be reminded of how loud a human being can possibly be. Well, yeah, you know I didn't mean it that way. I just have a hard time with people not being able to hear me is all. The loud boy Demi was tall, at least 6.5 feet, with clearly defined muscles, the kind you can only get from putting hard work into a gym. He was dark-skinned with one of those haircuts that leaves only a small bit of fuzz behind. The other boy, Karen, was slender, but short, only about 5'10" or so, and had that kind of relaxed atmosphere that you can sense off some people, even without knowing them. The 2 people joined up, and as they started towards me, 2 other people came through the tall metal doors at the entrance of the doorway. The 2 who I joined up caught up to me. So you one of the few to win this as well? Yeah, I can't believe how lucky we are to be able to try this, 6 months before anyone else. Yeah, I know, man, Karen jumped in. It's so surreal. So what's your name? My name's... And I didn't bother telling me yours, because I think everyone in the building could hear your guys' conversation. Sorry, man. My friend Demi has always been on the louder side of things. In the middle of our conversation, 2 men came out of seemingly nowhere and had us follow them into a large white room with heart monitors and bright white lights suspended from the probably 20-foot high ceiling. It was then that we met the other 2, who happened to be girls. One, who was in a wheelchair, named herself Rika, the other named Kariko. Kariko was a short, dark-haired girl with white, pearly skin, while the other, Rika, was unnaturally slender but short with brown hair and chocolate-looking skin. Okay, so I see everyone is here. Are you all ready? Who am I kidding? Of course you are, came a loud but soft-spoken voice. So if I could just get you all to sit in a capsule and let the men in black hook you up to the monitors, that would be great. We all did as we were instructed, except Rika, who of course had to be cradled into hers. As soon as we were hooked into the capsule, a lid with a glass center came down on top of us, closing us in with white gas coming out the back, knocking me out. After that point, my memory gets a little blurry, and I don't remember everything but the most important parts.